Sorry. Global Thank you, Harry. Thank you, Harry. Cheers, buddy. Oh, man. What a legend. What a freaking legend. Jeez. Absolutely.
Thank you, Roxy.
Yeah, man. Well done, Harry. Well done.
Above me here, it's not just Harry, Jason as well. These two guys had the time in the first place to go out onto the streets. And they were supposed to be there together. And for one reason or another, Jason was withheld from being there for the whole time. But they were supposed to be on that tour for the entire duration. And Jason got back on that tour because he wasn't to that. I'm highly commend you. And I wonder if you could come up as well and say a few words.
I'm still scared of Tyler. Yeah, it's been a difficult journey for myself. I first met Harry. I'll a little bit of the backstory. I first met Harry, like most of you, was on the screen. So watching Harry do his stuff, I was really inspired. I felt so that I need to go out and do something myself. We went and did Eastbourne, Years One activism, and there was about 30 of us, we all got out there. But I kind of walked around like that, listening to everybody and watching, and I couldn't get involved. It was too scary for me, not enough confidence. But then Harry brought us out on another activism, and with Scott playing Ranger. When we did that activism, it was kind of the first time lots of stuff was what I cherished. So we got on there, and it was exciting. It was really exciting. This is the first time.
Hold my camera.
That's when I started the banner there. And the banner was, we've done an awful lot of activism all down the country, just before the war. A group of us have got together, so, you know, about 20 of us, we did Leicester Square, we've done Sheffield, Birmingham, Liverpool. We've done some fantastic days activism. And then it was what we did next, how can we set this up? We want to shout the loudest. So we were going to do a yacht trip. We were going to hit all the ports all around the UK, and we were going to shout the loudest that way. But for one thing or another, it didn't come off. I was going to say something that was always holding us back. We wanted to make a UK tour and shout the loudest. So in the end, when I heard that Harry was doing this, he had this idea to do this trip around the UK, but 2 months left of the from and we thought between myself, Roxanne, Robin, and Chris UK, who is and Chris, we got together and we talked about it, and we come up with this crazy idea of, you know, like we could get a camper van and about how we can go around. But within the conversation, it was almost like, can I go on this tour? Can I go along with them? And I didn't have much money at the time. Money was a very big issue. So I sold my bike and put some money in the tour and said, Harry, I'm coming with you. I didn't ask him, I just said, I'm coming with you. And then off we went. It was, we've had some lows, we've had some highs. We wanted to shout the loudest. That was the plan. It was just to make noise. Shout the loudest, get some awareness out there, and then we had this unexpected side effect. Was meeting like-minded people along the tour. That was really unexpected. Lots of other people came out to support us and started giving us cash and putting us cash in our hands, and you know, like it was very humbling. It was. We've had some amazing help from Adam, Adam, we've had, his name is, I can't stop with his name because I'm still up here.
Excuse me, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, okay, sorry. I should have written a whole list of people's names. We've had some amazing help. It's been a journey of a lifetime, but I feel as though it's uncompleted. For myself, I'm on 2 minds. I could do another 2 or 3 weeks to finish this tour off because I had to read it for 2 or 3 weeks. We think that there has to be a UK tour number 2. We have to move this forward. It can't just be this stops here now. We've started this awareness off, and we're ready for the next GoFundMe, maybe. Double that post next time. Yes. I think that's good. So thank you very much for those who helped us and supported us, and we've met some amazing people, and maybe we can get together again and do this again. So thank you.
thought the same as you guys. We, you know, stood out, but because of my lack of education in the past, when I was a young girl growing up, and I realised that I did those, and I had a science teacher who was born with this. She said, any questions? I said, miss. She said, yes, we do. So where's all the roots go? She said, go to back of the class. She said, don't ask them 13 questions. So that got me, you know, not knowing at that age, when I was up, you know, I was there to ask a question and wasn't given a straight answer. So, but all I can say is that my experience at Bath and Bristol, I was glad that I stayed on. And I, as one said, you get to learn how to talk to these people, and I did learn a lot from myself. So, and I have to say, hats off to both of them for the people that were there, especially Arian Grace and especially dealing with a lot of people asking the question, and I was that was a part of what I didn't know. Robert, Jason, the other thing, but they've done us a real part, I have to say.
I was supporting from the beginning, watching all the live footage, and I remember I got the school run in the morning and the afternoon, and so none of the stops were near me, apart from London. I love to go. And Cynthia, my partner, had some time off work, and she's always been supportive of this movement, and she realizes how important it is. And then she just turns to me and goes, baby, do you want to just go out to Leicester? And in my head, I was like, oh, I said it before, I said it again. And I was like, let's do this. And she just tanked up the car and went out to Leicester. And it was amazing. It was incredible, you know, to see other people there. Yeah. That was inspiring to see. That was more people. And it has snowballed into something huge. Like, this was a small thing that we were doing. It's amazing how much support from everyone across the planet. And again, it's the people's thought. It's still going to happen without the people out there. So.
I didn't think about which one. Am I knowing about this one?
Well, it wasn't actually public. It was I don't know if it was snitched, to be honest with you. I'm not sure it was part of the work. Did that and then came back to the back.
Harry being as passionate and he understands the importance of this. He's like, no time off. We're going to work. So that's what we do. I've seen President before. He's come and gone now, but there's a gentleman called Tyrone who's here, and I knew him about 11 years ago, and he messaged a mutual friend of ours with a screenshot of me with Harry and everyone at Leicester Square, and asked, is this real? And my friend was actually said, yeah, it is. And I was like, wow, this as well. So he came to start, Leicester Square, and Hyde Park, and so it's kind of reconnected in Kenny, which is a really nice thing. I haven't seen him over a decade, and now he's really everybody equals mind control squared. That's everybody equals mind control squared. Thanks, Uber. Thanks, Austin.
Thank you. I met Terry for the first time today. I feel like I know him quite well. I do quite a lot of the bikes.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I was a lucky one. I got to go and see Ireland, which was amazing. People there.
What an experience, probably one of the most fun life experiences I'll ever have. But rather than reiterate, in terms of how obviously, the experience and the journey, I feel I'd like to take a time to emphasise why it's so important for me personally, because what I've discovered is in life we'll never ever lead a fulfilling life unless we know truth. So when people say why does it matter? It matters because whilst the masses are going on this swimming magical world with bendy water on it, they're living in a matrix, so to speak, a matrix of deception and lies, and they don't even know it, they're unaware of this, and this can have a very deep psychological effect. And on my own personal journey, what I've discovered is we'll never ever feel real love. I don't mean a selfish love, a jealous love, a real love for humanity, for everyone, until we know truth. And for me, this is the biggest linchpin of all the deceptions, and this is why it's so important that we express to the masses. You'll never feel the way you can feel. And the journey I had meeting people and sharing truth with people in Ireland, there's no feeling like it. I'm on a level with you, as I'm sure you've all dabbled in some kind of drugs or too much alcohol in your life. And it's kind of chasing some kind of feeling. And I think that's because we're lacking love. And only once you get out and you speak to people about truth, there's nothing more powerful and there's nothing more empowering. So I'll always say along the lines of David, we all must understand the true reason of what we're trying to do here. We're trying to all find that feeling what we're all missing, which is love. And we all need to keep loving each other and express to people this is why it's so important. So in the name of love, let's keep telling people that it is.
Yeah, baby. Lovely, Terry. That's my brother.
Dave was also on the tour as well. I know you gave a bit of a talk at the beginning, but I just wanted to see if you could encapsulate the days that you were on the tour as well.
Thank you for the last opportunity to speak. I was on tour. I went to 6 locations on 5 days. It was thrilling. It was great. It was cold on the camper van, by the way. It was quite enthralling. Now, I had a couple of interesting days on the tour, and one thanks to Jason's filming and Robin's editing skills. When I watched it, it made me emotional. I got to Oxford very late on the day. The traffic had been terrible on the M25, and I arrive on scene, and the guys are being mobbed by some fairly heavy-duty action. We could call them trolls, and I went up and stood in the center and next to this guy, and he started barracking me, and so the pressure just mounted, and within 2 minutes I was just delivering one of the moments of my entire life, of energy, of pure passion for this subject, as I said earlier on, about the truth of who and what we are, and how if we reach in and discover what and who we are, we can set aside all of the control systems that seems to have damaged the human system so badly. But for me to be on the road, to be out on tour with Harry and Jason, it was truly an epic, historic, monumental, fantastic experience for me. My young son came on, spent a night on the camper van as well with my wife. So seeing the people out in the street, it's just the same as perhaps a little bit like Speaker's Corner, but perhaps there's a lot more people that are willing to kind of say, hey, you guys are nuts or crazy, or laugh that off, People at Speaker's Corner may not want to hear it, but they know that the government and the system and so on is corrupt. And there's something wrong that needs to be changed. And we, my friends, are people who, now that we know what we're working on, a level playing field, a stationary Earth, an infinite plane, an electromagnetic toroid of which each of us is some, unique and indivisible part of it, then we know that we can do something completely different about how we take humanity forward for ourselves, but more importantly for the generations that are to come, that are to follow you, that are to follow in your karma. You know, the karma that we hand down to our children is the karma that they must one day manage for themselves. I was helping somebody clear out their home today, their deceased father's home, and the deceased father hadn't cleared out the stuff from the deceased mother who'd passed 12 years earlier. And it's just, it struck me that when the lady said, look, they've not done all of this, and now here I am standing in their garage having to sort out all their crap. Well, that's what humanity is doing at the moment, actually, is we're sorting out all the crap that got handed to us by generations before. But to be fair, generations who've been made sick, who've been made dumb by a bunch of different reasons and systems and so on. And we, with the internet now, with this information age, with this perhaps this rising of a new dawn of consciousness and energy and so on, we have that opportunity maybe now, finally, to change the course of the human story going forward. And when we look back perhaps one day, we will know that this tour that these guys set up, this tour was one of the key milestone moments when humanity really stopped and realized finally that they were the center of everything. Thank you very much. Another opportunity to say a few things.
As far as the team's concerned and the people that have come out to the camp event, I had a request from the lovely
Was that all right?
over there, and I wanted to, they were we were at the beginning of the event. I want to let them thank him and take over from him. Who was doing that?
Well done, brother.
Well done to you, man. Great speech. As ever.
Battery's nearly dead. But, hopefully you got the gist of it. Hey.
I've come down from Manchester, Liverpool today, 4 hours. I only found out about what's on the channel about 2-3 weeks ago. And I'll be honest, I don't enjoy being a flat earther. I get ridiculed.
This guy's funny.
I get vitriol, and that's just from people in flat earth.
Yes, brother. Spot on.
I've got ballers now saying to me things like, oh, well, okay, so they're flat, so what? And it got me thinking, I mean, I'm 38 now, and I did an undergrad degree in law back in 1999. I did a postgraduate diploma in legal practice and worked in law for some time while still in my early working life. And I got bored with it. I decided I wanted to earn more money, I wanted to go self-employed, so I set up a couple of small businesses. I came to Flat Earth with more of an empirical, evidential perspective. I didn't really come to it with the usual perspective that people would come to Flat Earth at. I thought it was stupid. When I got into Flat Earth, I started looking at the so-called evidence that we get taught is the truth. And it dawned on me that the evidence is really, really crap. It's terrible. But this is what they tell us is true. And in my mind, I was playing through the routine, and this kind of looks a little bit like a courtroom. Imagine that you've got the prosecution, the case for the prosecution being that we live on a board, and they present evidence like this. And I can just imagine the paperwork coming through. You've got your disclosure list, and you ask for inspection of the documents. And you get the nonsense that we get presented with is the truth. And you get to see that in the legal background, like in a room like this, and they've got to present their case. And I can imagine the judge standing there before everybody, giving his verdict, and it's ridiculous. Now, whether or not the judge comes to the obvious correct answer or not is a different matter. Oh, well, my question was, what are you going to do about it? And it dawned on me, I thought, well, actually, this could rekindle my interest in law somewhat, but it depends on what the community think. So I put out a GoFundMe request and I asked people, look, I'm quite happy to put something back in here through the education system at a high level if people agree with me that it's worthwhile. And I didn't know whether it was or not because it's quite niche, law is quite niche. So I did a GoFundMe request and I got the money in 6 days. Now I don't even have the biggest of channels. I do engage with Nathan Oakley on the debate channel. If you've not been to that channel, do check it out, it's interesting. And I enjoy the back and forth because it's quasi-legal. It's kind of like, what's your best evidence? And then you get your response back and it's back and forth. It doesn't always go like that, but ultimately it was. So the GoFundMe request went out, the money got paid, and then I got onto this master's course. It was a master's in law,
And in this course, on this course, I have to write a dissertation at a master's level. And I went in there without having any access to any of the legal databases, thinking and assuming that there would be a law somewhere that said that teachers have got to tell us the truth. I assumed there would be something there that would be black and white, straightforward, enshrined in the English legal system that said teachers should be teaching us the truth. Facts, honest truth. I didn't find anything. I haven't completed my research yet. I'm about 80% of the way there. But the only legal statutory duty of care for anybody that's got any responsibilities for the Secretary of State for Education and his interest, his legal statutory duty is, and I quote, to promote education in England and Wales. What does that mean? Promote education. That's it. Doesn't say he's got to tell the truth. Doesn't say that his teachers have got to tell the truth. All it says is that he's got to promote education in England and Wales. Well, we all know what promote means. But what does education mean? Is it Bible? Is it law? What is education? Right? So the question becomes, well, what is education in law? And I haven't found that out yet, but I am working on it. But it appears that nobody has got a legal responsibility in law to teach the truth. But everybody would naturally assume that when you send your child to secondary education, that Mr. Johnson on the pulpit that speaks very gently and he walks around in that authoritarian walk like that, you all assume that that guy's going to be teaching your kids the truth. You all naturally assume that the kids are in good hands. But then when you question it, like you criticise it, challenge it, and look into it, it turns out that there might not actually be any moral, legal, statutory duty to teach the truth. That concerns me a little bit, because whether it's flat around on the debate side of it and the evidence for it, we've all been there, we all understand that the evidence is, it's not exactly strong, right? At the best of times it's pretty weak. But is it actually lawful what we're being told? And it's, I can't put into words how much of a massive hole in our society it is if teachers are not expected to teach the so-called truth. Because we're all told that sun is 93 million miles away. And in the national curriculum of 2017 to 18, which is the current one right now, that 93 million mile sun is still there. We all got taught that if you were born, if you went to school at the end of the 80s, under the Tory government at the time, we were all taught that 93 million mile sun. Well, we all know that that's not true. How far away the sun is, it's a moot point, but we know it's not as far away as we're told. But it also doesn't seem to be illegal. It does not seem, now how quick are they to take parking charges off you? How quick are they to get you for speeding or seatbelts? Let's be honest, not the biggest
Or cannabis growing.
Really quickly and really easily. Everything's taxed. Fuel, energy, you name it.
Double
you're all
taxed.
paying into the system. But is it legal that our children are taught pretty much anything? If it goes in that national curriculum, it's going to get taught. How much of it's actually true? And I don't know how much of it's true, but how much is not true. And we can focus in on the points that are in that national curriculum.
Batteries at 10%.
And the heliocentric model, and what we're told from the Copernican model. It's not true. But why is it not illegal? I don't know why it's not illegal, but it should be legal, because we should get our kids being taught the truth. And from my perspective right now is, yeah, the evidence is naff. We know we don't live on the ball. But is it actually legal what we're being taught in schools? So when I get asked the question, what are you going to do about it? Well, I don't know what I'm going to do about it at this point. I'm still working on it, but my intention is to put in a paper that is going to get peer reviewed by my peers both in law and presumably the overlap into the education system too. And I'm going to ask, why is it not a legal requirement that our children are taught facts as truth? It shouldn't be the case that we're taught the solar system.
Good.
If it isn't fact, and it isn't true, and it really isn't, you know it, I know it, we all know it. So really my request to you guys tonight is to ask you to help me, because I can't find anything that tells teachers, the teaching profession, education establishments, local education authorities, I can't find anything that tells them to tell the truth. And I don't think I'm going to do. So the reason why I'm asking now to stand in front of you guys is to ask if any of you have got any teachers that work in secondary establishments where they teach the solar system. Try and find out for me, because I can't find it myself. Now I've got to write a 12,000 word dissertation on the education system, and I was expecting there to be a law there, and now I find there's not a law there, and I don't know where the law comes from, but we all get taught it. So right now my 12,000 words is not going to be about proving that it's wrong, because that's what I was going to do. It's now asking, why is it not lawful, or why is it not the law that the children are taught the truth? says that the Copernican model is true? Who said the heliocentric model is true? Why are we being taught it?
It's a
And
good-
most importantly, why are we not being told that there may be something else going on? Because we are taught these things as fact.
Yep.
But there's no lawful requirements
Yep.
that tells any teacher that they must tell the truth. And
Bring
I think
it.
that's terrible.
Bring it.
Whether it's flat or whether it's round or whatever,
Yeah.
we should only really be taught the truth in school. We know that water is made of hydrogen and oxygen, and we can test it. I know there was something recently that went on saying that it was an element in its own right, but we know that that's not true. But none of us really accept that the heliocentric model has got the evidence to support it, and I don't think that's good. So my question is, if anybody out there knows anybody that works in secondary education that actually teaches the national curriculum, try and help me find out what's going on with regards to the responsibility of teachers, because it appears that they don't have any lawful authority to tell the truth. It appears they've got carte blanche, follow the national curriculum, and as long as you teach that, will be fine. But then it makes me ask the question, well, who's the national curriculum written for? Is it really written for the kids? Or is it actually to make sure the teachers also teach the same thing? I don't know the answer yet, I'm still working on it. But it seems that we're not being told the truth, and it seems there's no obligation in law for them to teach the truth. And I think that when teachers send their children to high schools, the expectation is they're going to be taught facts of life. In whatever walk that they're going to go in, physics, chemistry, maths, whatever. But we all get taught that night through when we're son, and nobody's got a responsibility to teach the truth, and I find that very. So really, I'm just asking you guys for your help. If anybody knows anybody that works in the education industry, that then
It's a globe floating in space.
contact me. My channel name is Sleeping Warrior. All my
Sleeping
friends
Warrior.
And you find me Sleeping Warrior online. But it appears that it might not actually be legal, but it's definitely not legal, but they teach us whatever they want. And I think that's crazy.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sleeping Warrior. Yeah. Yeah, nice one. Yeah. We'll have some more of that. Nice one, mate.
Brings us to the point of the evening where we're about to start by Warm Tech, and we're going to try and incorporate an international live hangout.
My battery's nearly dead. My battery's nearly dead. Which is a shame. But Eddie's on is playing hide and seek with Jason. Playing hide and seek. Alright guys, well I'm going to call it quits on the live stream and say thank you very much for coming by. Tommy and so on. Maybe I'll get a little bit of a scoop here from Jason. How are you feeling, Jason?
Right.
Tour. You look clean, actually. Have you had a good? You had a good wash.
You didn't get a lot of showers on.
Yeah.
I'd be lucky to get a strip wash at Sainsbury's. That's more like it.
What about when you get home tonight? Are you going home tonight?
No, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, go tomorrow at some point. Drop the van off en route and yeah, then pick up where I left off.
Wow. And you're going back to your regular life, and then a truck driver.
Apart from the job.
Yeah.
Having a new career change.
Yeah. Well, we'll be keeping an eye on you and looking forward to seeing more from
won't
the
be long. You'll be in
Jasons,
another van
the Disbury
soon or
family.
Yeah.
Some
I
sort
would,
of
I'd
vehicle.
imagine sort of April, May. Yeah,
Yes.
I would say
the weather's
that.
When the seeds get sown, it's time to sow the seeds. Yeah.
Yeah, winter we
in
should
May,
lock down
yeah.
and do what we need to do.
Yeah.
Spring we can.
Yeah.
I'll be trying to buy my own van.
Yes. 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 I better tend to my boy. So thanks for stopping by, and